Hola guys, what is going on? Carter here. I've got a comparison video for you. As you can tell by the name and by probably the thumbnail on the video, we have the regular Sebenza 21 Insingo right here, and we have the Micarta Sebenza with the standard blade right here. One thing that I get a lot of, people seem to think that this Insingo is not a Sebenza 21. It's a Sebenza 21 with an Insingo blade. You know, on a few of my videos where I feature this knife, people ask, how does it compare to a regular, or how does it compare to a 21? And I say, well, it is a 21, just with a different blade profile. Just like you can have a Strider SNG with a Tonto or a draw point or 3/4 ground, it's still an SNG or an SMF or what have you. So they both are 21s, and you can tell that everything is pretty much the same as far as the handle goes. Same finish, both are blasted, double titanium, same exact shape cut out here. Lockup works the exact same, pocket clip is the exact same. I mean, everything is the exact same on both of these knives, except for the blades. And this one has the micarta inserts. But I kind of wanted to do a comparison on these two in case you were deciding between them, and I would help you figure out which one to get. Now, as far as which one I like more, definitely have to go with the micarta. Could be because it's newer and I'm just excited to get it, but I really think these inlays, they just add something extra to the knife, both visually, tactilely, the way it feels in your hand, the way it fills out your hand. It really is a nice touch on this knife. These micarta inlays are just great, and of course you can get all different kinds of inlays. You can get wood and bone and things like that. Sometimes the inlaid Sebenzas will actually have a satin finish on the titanium with only a blasted lock bar. It just depends, and sometimes you can get them with gold thumb studs and hardware. You can get them with silver like this one, or the blue like this one, but I've always wanted one of these micarta ones, and I am not disappointed. It is really nice. Like I mentioned, it gives it a totally different feel. You get way more grip, and it adds thickness to the handle. You can see here, maybe. Because the inlays actually sit proud. They're not completely flush. They are inlaid, but not flush, so it adds thickness to the handle. And the regular Sebenza 21 feels good. It really does. And you wouldn't even notice, I mean, you would never think that you needed more in the handle, but once you grab this, it just feels that much better. This really fills your hand out and is really nice. Now, as far as the blades go, they're both great utility blades. This one you're going to be able to get this nice fine tip to do a lot of work with if you're needing to do that. You get a lot more belly, a lot more curve on this cutting surface. It's obviously more traditional blade, whereas this one, it's kind of a modified sheepfoot type profile. It's got a few different names that it goes by, but I consider it a sheep's foot. And it has much less of a belly, much less of a cutting surface rather, or a cutting radius on there, which will serve itself well for a lot of slicing. It somewhat will give you a little bit more similar action to a kitchen knife, just because of how it's profiled, so it'd be good for like chopping things and slicing through things. Of course they both would be good for that, but that one especially. This one though, like I mentioned, that tip, you can really just get in there if you needed to do some really fine work with that tip there. You can, and also stabbing. I don't know what you'd need to stab, but if you did need to stab, this would actually do it quite well, whereas this one, not so much. Not much of a stabber. As far as the tip thicknesses go, the regular is actually slightly thicker. You won't be able to see on the camera, but this one does have just a little bit more material, and it's just due to where the grind starts on here. They both have nice hollow grinds. They both feel about the same behind the edge. So as far as blade sturdiness, they're the same. Both have the same exact blade stock thickness. So both definitely excellent choices, but you could use them quite differently. This, I would consider this more of a utility. Well, I don't know. It depends on your definition of utility, but you can do a lot with this blade. It's really, really handy. It's an excellent slicer. You're just able to kind of keep your edge on track really well, just because, you know, your angle is going to be very consistent because it's such a slight curve. But both really nice, really nice. So I would recommend, regardless of the blade shape you get, if you can swing the inlays, I would recommend it. But I also kind of like the clean look of just the titanium. So I don't know, I'm torn. I guess after this video I kind of pointed out that I like them both, so I'm really glad that I have them both so that I can use them, carry them in both their glories. Alright guys, my battery's about to die, so I'm going to end this right now. You can see how this one's been carried more. You've got a lot more, it's almost got a stonewash look to it. It's because I've carried this one a lot. Well, a lot for me. And it's also lost some of its kind of rougher, sandblasted texture compared to this newer one. Alright guys, I will talk to you later.